Кажи привіт-привіт. Кажи привіт-привіт. Hello, hello. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is your guide, Olena from Ukraine. As always, talking to you from Kiev, from the capital of Ukraine. Talking to you with my kids around me. There is Katya. Katya is reading a book. Hello, Katya. Katya is busy. There is Taras. Hello, Taras. And Darinka here. So, hello guys. Very happy to see you. I was thinking a lot what to tell you regarding the Independence Day that is coming. Hello Raul, hello Stefan. I even was filming some pieces of the video right now on my GoPro camera, and it became really hot and turned off. And this is when I understand I really can't do the video because even my camera refused to record. It was hard, very hard to put all my thoughts and feelings together and show you this. So I decided just to turn on my phone and stream directly, the best way to show to do this, because otherwise I would do nothing at all. So, very nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you. Very nice to see you. What I want to tell you, that tomorrow we have a very special day. You probably know about this. This is the Independence Day of Ukraine that is coming. But if before this was a big day for celebration all over Ukraine, for military parade in the city center of Kiev, for different concerts, for lots of outdoor activities and music festivals, this time we are at war, and moreover we are told that on this day Russia, that started the full-scale invasion into Ukraine 6 months ago, that Russia wants to do something terrible, something great, huge, and they want somehow to attack Ukraine in some especially terroristic way. We'll see. First of all, we'll talk about this, yes? First of all, today we have a celebration too. Today we celebrate the day of the Ukrainian flag. So this is the flag that I received from my sister as a present. The yellow, these colors became so famous all over the world, right? The yellow color, this is symbolizing the wheat fields. Ukraine has very fertile soils. We are very famous for this. And the blue color is symbolizing the peaceful blue sky over the wheat field. So today we celebrate the day of the flag. We love this flag. It means really a lot to us. Oh, my sister is watching me. Inna. Inna is my sister. Hello, sister. And tomorrow we will celebrate the Independence Day. So Ukraine is independent from basically feeding time. Ukraine is independent from Russia 31 year. It will be 31. First of all, there will be the military parade in the city center of Khreshchatyk. And I think you should have seen these videos of the damaged Russian tanks and machinery that is already placed on Khreshchatyk Street, on the main street of the capital of Ukraine. And, there is so much of Ukrainian humor and trolling that we are quite famous for as a nation. Russians, when they invaded 6 months ago on the 24th of February, those column of Russian tanks, those soldiers that were moving towards Kiev, they already had in their backpacks, in their machines, the parade uniform. They really thought that they will very soon parade in the city center. In the city center of Kiev, they will parade with their Russian tanks. So here you are, Russians. You are really parading right now on the city center of Kiev, but your machinery is burned and there is no Russian soldiers inside. Many of Russian soldiers are lying in the Ukrainian soil right now because Ukraine was able to defend itself. So this is what kind of parade we will have in the city center of Kiev. Now, what kind of feeling do I have ahead of this day? I'm feeling myself as a hamster that is watching a snake approaching me. And I remember how I had the same feeling before the 24th of February, when we were told from all, TV channels and from everywhere that Russia will attack Ukraine and that that Kiev will fall just in 2 days. And I remember how some of my subscribers were writing me, "Oh, poor Ukraine, it was such a beautiful country, so pity that it will be destroyed by Russia. Like there is no other option." And what the world leaders were giving us, the heads of different international organizations, these were only high concerns. Like we are highly concerned, we're so worried about this, and that's all. Even when our Ukrainian authorities were asking for weapons to protect ourselves, the world, our partners, were not giving us too much because they did not believe that this would help. So their real conclusion was that Ukraine will fall in very soon, and it doesn't make any sense to help Ukraine to fight. But Ukrainian people proved the opposite. Ukrainian people proved that we can defend ourselves with the Western weapon or without. Simply with the help of our partners, this will happen faster, and with the support of international partners, less of Ukrainian people will be killed, less militaries and less civilians, because Russia is attacking not only our army, Russia is attacking a lot of civilian people and civilian objects. There is statistics that out of 20 attacks, 13 attacks are committed on objects of civilian infrastructure. So right now we are receiving much more of help, much more support. And with this support, I hope Ukraine will win sooner than later. Thank you for your comments. By the way, I'm trying to read it while I'm talking to you as well. Katya is fixing the flag. Well done, Katya. So what I wanted to tell you, that this time we have again some apocalyptic forecast about the 24th of August. And when I'm reading this apocalyptic forecast, the same as before the 24th of August, I have a very bad feeling that there is not much I can do with it, and there is not much how I can protect myself and my family. I remember how before the 24th of February I was collecting, I have these videos on my channel, how I was putting different things into my emergency backpack, how I was copying my documents for me and my children and for my husband. We had our car filled with the fuel, our backpacks, and when I was doing all this, I had a feeling surreal feeling that the war cannot happen because this is something too stupid for the 21st century, the war in the middle of Europe. So there is no logic behind it, there is no sense in it. It's too barbaric to happen, but later basically this happened. And that it's not possible to really be ready for the war. In fact, when Russia really attacked, I did not use the fuel in my car because we did not leave Kiev, even though before we had it in our minds, and my husband surprisingly for me and even for himself, he just went directly to the territorial defense of Kiev without having any weapons. You know, when millions of people, thousands of people were leaving Kiev, you know, he was moving in the other direction. He was walking by feet towards the place with Russian tanks and weapons. He was given only like a gun, how you call it, and that's all. No armored vest, no helmet, nothing at all, nothing, you know. And he was not even sure that he knows how to shoot because he was never shooting the real weapon before. The last time he was holding like the toy gun was at school. But thanks to people like him and thanks to our professional army, Ukraine defended itself despite all the apocalyptic forecasts. This time, Ukraine is much better prepared for defendants. This time we have a lot of support, not only javelins but other kind of weapons. And this time our man, like my husband for example, for now, he already knows how to shoot. He already has the armored vest and the helmet and the proper first aid kit and everything, and he already has some experience. The same goes for many other people. They are better prepared to defend their country and their nation and their families. So this is why right now, when we have this apocalyptic forecast regarding Kiev, we do not see any panic in Kiev. We do not have huge exodus from Kiev. People are not leaving massively Kiev. Yes, people are worried, people are concerned, but people stay in Kiev. Like 90, maybe 95% of people, from what I see, looking at my neighbors, at my friends, people do not run away from Kiev. Well, one of the reasons of this, of course, is that we all share in Ukraine the risk of being killed by Russians because it's nowhere absolutely safe in Ukraine. In the capital, in the west, like further from the front line, but every place can be reached by a Russian missile, and it's very hard to predict where exactly it's going to hit. You might say, but of course Russia is saying that all the time. They were threatening that they will hit the centers of decisions, and these are centers in Kiev. But on the other hand, Kiev has the best air defense system, and on the other hand, you know, if Russia could destroy our centers of decision, if Russia could do this, it already would have done this, if I'm grammatically correct. The reason why Kiev is still not destroyed is because Putin just cannot do this. They already used all possible weapons in Ukraine. All possible. Including the weapon of blackmailing and threatening us. So we have kind of immune system already. You know, we were very much afraid of the Easter because we were told that our churches would be targeted. Then we were very much afraid on the 9th of May when Russia celebrates the so-called Victory Day over Nazi Germany, and you know they are saying Ukraine is Nazi. They say everyone is Nazi, whoever is the enemy of their choice. Just to make it clear, we were afraid of the 9th of May, but we survived these both holidays. Then we were celebrating the Day of Ukrainian Statehood, and again we survived. And I think we will survive as a nation, as a country, the 24th of August too. However, not all of us survived. Yes, there were air attacks from Russia on Ukraine, and there were civilians killed on these days. The thing is, this is happening every day. Maybe it's not in the news of in your countries, but this is what's happening every single day. Somebody in Ukraine is being killed by Russians, and these are civilians, not only military men and women. And the war still goes on. The war continues, even if it's not every day on your screens, but it is every day in front of our eyes here in Ukraine, and this is our reality. People like my family and many of my friends, we have decided to stay in Ukraine and share the risk. We understand that it is dangerous, that at any day, on any day, at any night, we can fall the victim. But what we can do in this situation is keep breathing, keep living as long as it is possible, and even try to plan some future. So what we plan to do tomorrow is to celebrate the Independence Day. Not in the city center. I will not take my kids to Khreshchatyk to show them the destroyed Russian machines. I think it's too traumatizing to see this in person. But we will celebrate at home. I was thinking maybe it's better to spend the night somewhere in the shelter with my children. But I haven't decided really for now what should I do. Do I spend the night at home or I go to the shelter? Most probably we will just stay at home. Yeah, you see, in February, March, April, and May, half of May, we spent all the nights in the basement of a building about like 20 minutes away because our basement is not suitable as a shelter. And I had some doubts. Maybe we should go to this shelter before the 24th of August and after, just in case. But for now, I think that 95% that we will just stay at home. Because for children, spending the night in the basement is a very traumatizing experience because it will take them back to those days when it was really, very, really dangerous. So most probably we'll stay here at home. I will tell you how we are kind of. Oh, sorry. Now it will not work like this. I will show you how we are protected for the air attack of Russia. Maybe shelter, maybe not. You see, the shelter opens only if you have the air raid siren on. You see? So it is possible to hide even in the subway station, which is again about 20 minutes away from my home. But the subway station will let you go inside only if there is air raid siren. So let's imagine you have the air raid siren on in the middle of the night at 2 a.m. So the option is to wake up your 3 children. I am alone. Wake them up, dress them up, and, for example, drive to the shelter. That will all take, like 15 minutes, at least 30 minutes. In these 30 minutes, there might, the missile, the parts of the missile can fall on you on your way to the shelter from home. So I'm not sure that this is the best option to go to the shelter, And yes, we are told not to ignore the signal and to move to the shelter whenever we hear the signal. But probably that means that if you are, for example, somewhere on the street, yes, under the open, in the open air, under the open sky, you just move to the nearest shelter. And this is what we do when we are outside, when we hear the air raid siren and we are not far away from home. We go to the nearest subway station or to the nearest underground tunnel. But if we are at home and we hear the alarm and we understand that the missile can come in minutes or even in seconds, we think the option is to stay at home. It is not possible to spend all of your life, inside of the basement, like a bomb shelter. If you are that much afraid and if you that much want to be safe, the best option is just to leave Ukraine, to go to another country, because in Ukraine it is not safe, by definition. So our option, our decision is to, sorry for showing you some intimate process here, is to stay at home. What we have done here, we put on the glass here the special armored layer, the special screen. So now we have here like armored glass on the window. So it will not break into pieces, hopefully, in case of the air attack. Somewhere I had a piece to show you how it works. Well, here. So this kind of layer, this kind of layer is put on the glass, like the additional protection, and it is told, we are like, the company that is selling this is saying that if a piece of missile hits the window should not break into pieces, and we should not be injured by the pieces of the glass. So we even can stay in this room during the air raid siren, and we will be hopefully fine. Oh, Taras is helping me. Now, the children's room is here. So when we sleep, this is a window. On these two windows, we put the same armored protection too. Now my kids, Taras is sleeping here on this bed, behind this wardrobe, which is inside of the wall. So in case of the explosion wave, this wardrobe will not fall on him, but it will protect him. You see, so his head is behind this wall. The same goes for Katya. So here we have another wardrobe with, sorry for the mess, two like wooden walls, and Katya is behind it here. Yeah, her head is behind this. Now, me and Darina, we are sleeping between on the floor. Well, yes, we are kind of less protected than Katya and Taras, but I put lots of pillows in front of my head. Basically, when I sleep with Darina, I'm hugging her all the night. So I'm protecting her with my body, and me as an adult, I should be protected. Like, my body is stronger than the body of the kids. Trust your gut, Olena. Thank you. Jean is, am I correctly saying your name? Yeah, I was trying to listen to my gut feeling the last several days. And, I had two feelings between throw everything behind, run away somewhere, and nothing bad is going to happen. Just don't pay attention at these threats. I feel that I have chosen like a compromise between these two things. We will stay at home, but we packed... О, Катька, покажем два рюкзачки ваши. But just in case, me with children, we even packed some small emergency backpacks. No, вдягай на спинку. So kids know where they are, these emergency backpacks. There are some clothes, some water, napkins, So in case if we suddenly decide to go to the shelter, if we are, for example, receive a signal that we have to go to the shelter, kids are prepared for this. But we will not go to the shelter just in case. Yes? Because if this is the case, we will have to spend all our life in the basement. And this is not kind of the life I want to live. Yeah, if I'm so much afraid, it's better just to go abroad. That's all. Here is, but I don't want to do so. I stay in Ukraine. So here is the thing to put Darina inside. So I will put her in this thing, and my hands will be free. And there is my backpack here, and this is my small bag with like documents, some money, and a charger for my phone. That's it. We have this place as this space between the two walls. Taras. In case if it's needed, and here between the two walls, the space which is where it's like relatively safer. Of course, if a huge missile that is millions of dollars expensive hits my building directly, in this case, this armored glass will not help, these wardrobes will not help, because just the whole building will collapse, and most probably we will die under the rubbles. But if this happens, you know, the risk of this is so super small, because Russia will not be able to arrange, you know, really massive air attack. Like, it will not be possible for Russia to destroy too many buildings. Some buildings, yes, but not all of them. Yes, not every second building, not even every 10th. Like, maybe, well, okay, 5, okay, 10, okay, 20 buildings can be targeted in Kiev. Maybe they can do this maximum. Do not forget about the air defense system that we have. But anyway, you know, the chance for us to be killed by this direct strike is like the same to be killed by a lighter, for example, by a thunderstorm, or to be hit by a car while crossing the road, or while driving somewhere, to die in the car accident. So in this case, I will believe that this is the destiny. Just, this was unavoidable. This is what kind of feelings and thoughts I have. Yeah, of course, I hope that this will not happen. Of course, I don't want this to happen, but it's just, these are my feelings. And what I want to ask you about, if this really happens, of course, I don't want this to happen, but if we are killed or injured by Russian missiles, please do not blame the victim. Please do not blame me or my children or my husband. Please don't forget who killed people, who killed us. That this is Putin, these are Russians. This is not NATO, this is not Joe Biden, this is not me myself who killed myself. This is Putin who started the terrible war in the middle of Europe, and these are Russian people who supported him, and these are thousands of Russian people, you know, human beings that took the guns, the weapons, and moved towards their neighbor and broke into a neighboring independent country. Russian people, not thousands of Putins, are doing this. These are thousands of Russian people, Russian citizens, and millions of other Russian citizens staying in their own country and watching this. They support what's going on, so they share this responsibility, and they are responsible for this war too. And we have to make it clear, and we have to remember about this all the time. Russia is a terrorist country, a terrorist state. This is all clear. Hello. Of course, Russia wants us to be scared, wants us to panic, wants us to give up. Russia wants population for us to break our spirit. Russia wants us to feel tired of this war and to feel that there is nothing we can do, the West is not supporting us enough, our people are not endless, that Ukraine will be defeated anyway. This is the line of their Russian propaganda, especially in the social media. And they want us to give up, they want us to agree on these peace negotiations with the terrorists and to give away our territories that are already occupied by Russia. But it is not the option for us to do so, because we went through this already. Like 8 years ago, Russia already invaded Crimea and the east of Ukraine, and Ukraine did not fight back. Yes, so what happened next? Russia arranged on this territory lots of military bases and used these territories for the new attack, much more massive than 8 years ago. This year, Russia attacked. If these territories that are occupied already right now will stay under Russian occupation, what Russia will do, they want to do, prefer to do. As they cannot attack more right now, because Ukrainians stopped them here and do not let them occupy more territories, what they would prefer is to sign a peace agreement, make this the frozen conflict, make the buffer line, stop fire, yes, and then this will legalize the territories that are already occupied by Russia, and Russia will reinforce its military presence on these territories, and guess what? Use these territories for the new attack in maybe in 5 years, maybe in 10 years. But the new war will be even more bloody and more aggressive than the previous. Then this is a scenario that we do not have for sure. I don't want to leave the war for my children. I want Ukraine to win right now, and I want my children to have peaceful future without the war. So the only option for Ukraine to stop this war and to bring peace back to Ukraine is the victory of Ukraine, is to win and to defeat Russia. So we have a very serious reasons to fight Russia. Well, what kind of questions do I have? Thank you for your comments. Thank you. I see that you do not judge me too much and even support my decision, what I have decided. There was a question about the school. So regarding the school, in Ukraine, it was always like this. The summer is the holiday season. All 3 months of the summer, June, July, and August, is always the big, long summer vacation, during which children forget absolutely everything that they have learned during the year. But this is the season that children love most of all. So we are still having the summer vacations right now. In May, April, and March, Katya had her lessons online. Every day, her teacher had at least 1 and sometimes even 2 lessons by Zoom. So she met her teacher and her classmates online. Now the 1st of September is coming, when kids are supposed to go to school. So regarding Kaitsa, it's not clear yet how it will all happen. Like for now, we have two options. We can choose, we are told that we have the right to choose to study online or offline. So online is by internet. It's like not something new. We already had it because of COVID. Kaitsa goes to the third grade, so she knows well how to do this. But of course, she would prefer to go offline and to meet her friends, to meet her classmates. Uh, it's boring to stay all the time at home with the mother, and all of us, we would prefer for Katya to go to school. But there is a big question of safety, because Russians are targeting civilian objects. They are, hitting universities, institutes, schools, and the theaters and everything, saying that they are military bases. So is it reasonable to go to school, or maybe it's better to stay at home? This is a question. We still have the time to think about it. The school has a bomb shelter. Next week, I think we will go with Katya, and together we will take a look, and together with Katya we will decide what to do. Honestly, I don't know where it is safety. Is it safer on the 8th floor at home, or it is safer in the basement of your school when the air raid siren starts? Again, nobody can tell you what to do. Each of us is responsible for, like, I'm responsible for my life and the life of my children and their safety. So it's only up to me to decide what to do. Yeah, Katya is entertaining you over there with the puppet show. Guys are saying that you're doing great. Great puppet show. Regarding Taras, he recently, on the 20th of August, happy birthday Taras, he turned 6 years old. In Ukraine right now, you can choose when exactly to go to school, at 6 or 7 years old. We were always planning that Taras will go to school when he is 6. Katya went to school when she was 6. I even brought the needed documents to school. We applied to school. Taras received his place at school. But recently, I changed my mind and decided that Taras will not go to school this year. He will go to school next year when he is 7 years old. And most of the parents of children, oh, he is upset. Most of the parents decided the same. Yeah, if you have an option not to take your kid to school this year, it's better, to wait another year. So Taras will have one more year of childhood before he goes to school. He will have a chance to stay in the kindergarten, but it's not clear if the kindergarten will reopen. So the kindergartens, they closed when the war has started, even though they have the bomb shelters, and still they are not reopened. And my babysitter, who is a teacher from the kindergarten, she doesn't know herself whether she will have to work in September or not. Will these kindergartens reopen or not? So we hope that it will reopen and Taras will have a chance again to go to kindergarten, to spend time with children, with his friends, hopefully, but we do not know. So this is life in Ukraine right now. The future is absolutely unclear and unpredictable. Very hard to plan anything at all, so people do not plan much. One day at a time. That is the best advice that I received before the war, and I'm still using this advice. One day at a time. Darina is sleeping right now. Darina, my little angel fell asleep. Where is my little angel? Here she is. You see, she has a very Oh, sorry. She has a very special t-shirt, you see? It's written, "What is Ukraine?" Maybe on your screen it is mirrored because I'm filming it with the camera, with the front camera, but this is the logo of our YouTube channel, and this was a present from one of my tourists before the war have started, when I was still pregnant and when I was meeting foreign tourists at Boryspil airport, arranging transfers for them, helping with different things on the route, and showing them around in beautiful city of Kiev. Oh, the image is not mirrored. Cool. Cool. It is mirrored on my screen, however. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, everyone. I received so many kind comments, and this live conversation is always makes me feel, very happy. Yes, Katя?
Так.
О, принесите чорну мою бананку, таку чорнобильську, я потім покажу. One more thing I wanted to share with you. I even wanted to make like a separate video about this, but it doesn't make sense. I will show it to you right now. So those of you who follow me from the very beginning, do you remember how when I was packing the emergency backpacks before the war, I found out that everybody has a passport, and the only person who didn't have the passport for international travel was Darina. Darina was only 4 months old and she didn't have a passport. And I was, oh, Darina doesn't have a passport. What should we do? We applied. How to say it? We booked a place online in the queue. So we were supposed to come to the center and apply for the passport for Darina. We were scheduled for the 24th of February, 2 p.m. But the war have started, and for some obvious reasons, we didn't go to the center and we didn't apply for passport. But I did it recently, 1 month ago. I applied for passports, and here you go. Now all 3 of my children have the passport. I will not show you all the personal information and the details, but I will show like this. So this is Katya. She has the new passport now. This is Taras. Look at him. Big boy. He has the passport. And finally, this is Darina. She has a passport too. Look at her. We do not plan to leave Ukraine in the nearest future. But I have a dream to have a big, adventure, to travel somewhere. I want to say after the victory of Ukraine. This is what I was always saying. But now I will say at least when my husband comes back home. This is the plan. When the family is reunited, I want us to go somewhere abroad to de-traumatize myself, my husband, and my children. Why I'm not saying anymore in such, decisive voice that only after the victory of Ukraine, because I'm afraid that maybe this war will last very long time, and we do not know how long it's going to last. Maybe my husband will come back home before the victory. Maybe there will be some kind of rotation. He is already in the army for the 6 months. We'll see. We'll see. But at least we have the passport. No. So in case of the worst case scenario and in case of the best case scenario, which is the of Ukraine, we plan a trip abroad, somewhere abroad, to change, the picture. But so far we are in Kiev, sharing the dangers with all other Ukrainians. The cat. Oh, Mostika. How to show it to you? Here he is. There he is. Mostika. Oh, of course, the box. As always, the cats love the boxes. Mashaakin. Every night the cat is sleeping with me, or to be more exact, he's sleeping on me, trying to calm me down. Well, like this, the video is much longer than I expected, than I wanted, but I think I covered everything and discussed with you everything that I wanted. In the end, what I want to say is many thank you for your support, on Patreon and PayPal and everywhere. Thank you so much for your comments. Thank you for liking the videos. Oh, the crocodile above Katya's bed. Thank you very much for this support. And at the same time, I want to say that thank you that you do not put pressure on me. That despite the fact that you, for example, subscribed my Patreon, you do not say that I just have to post, a very informative video every couple of days because this is like my responsibility, my work. Because obviously I'm not able to do so right now. By the way, my babysitter is on vacation this week. She left Kiev, maybe because of the Independence Day, maybe because she just wanted to spend a week with her family in the countryside, and she deserved some vacation. And I wanted to say that if you feel that you cannot support me financially anymore, it's absolutely fine and no hard feelings at all. At any time you can unsubscribe my Patreon and it will not be a big tragedy for me, really. Now, I already received a lot of support and keep receiving it, actually. And if you feel that maybe it's enough, it's absolutely fine. I will still be very grateful for the support, for the help that I have already received from you. So no pressure on you, neither. Whenever you decide that you want to unsubscribe, please do this. It's absolutely fine. Well, my cat now is in the box. My cat is in the box. Perfect box. He fits this box perfectly. Okay, Darina is sleeping. I received some requests for interviews again. And after talking to you, I think I have less of chaos in my mind, in my head, and now I can talk better to the journalist. to say that, of course, we should be vigilant and careful in Ukraine. We all understand that Putin can arrange some more new terrible crimes in Ukraine, but this is not a reason for panic. And anyway, even if he does it, it will not break Ukraine. It will make us only more angry, and it will make us only stronger. So whenever he wants to scare us and to break our spirit, what he does, he makes our spirit even stronger. Ukraine will not be defeated for sure, but Russia will be defeated. And what else? Maybe the time has come for Putin and Russians to be afraid of the Independence Day of Ukraine, because maybe there will be some new uncareful smoking in Crimea, for example, and on other territories occupied by Russia. So maybe it will be, our turn to scare Russians. Russians brought the war on our land, but we will kick them out.
Мам, Катя мені заважає грати.
Я зараз прийду, вже закінчу. Окей. Glory to Ukraine. Слава Україні. Героям слава. Thank you for your interest in Ukraine and supporting Ukraine. Thank you very much for talking to me. High Mars time for Crimea. Exactly. Okay, guys. Woke up. This was super fast. This was fast. Darina, say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.